You spend 5 days a week in the gym, including 45 minutes of high-intensity treadmill running every morning. You leave the building exhausted, having worked harder than nearly everyone else on the floor. But the effort doesn't show in the mirror. Your lower stomach retains a soft layer of fat, while your arms and shoulders appear flat and undefined. You haven't achieved a lean or muscular look. Your body has simply become a smaller version of its former self. This frustration stems from the belief that fitness is a simple calorie equation, that more sweat and more movement automatically result in a leaner physique. In reality, this specific approach triggers a biological adaptation where the body metabolizes its own muscle tissue for energy while preserving fat stores for survival. The timeline of this mistake begins at 6 a.m. Many lifters start their day with fasted cardio, believing that an empty stomach forces the body to burn pure fat for fuel. When you train with low blood glucose, your body lacks its primary energy source and must search for alternative fuel to maintain the intensity of a run. This diagram of a low glucose environment shows the resulting spike in amino acid oxidation. The body is breaking apart structural muscle protein to convert it into glucose. This process prioritizes protein degradation, meaning the energy for that morning jog comes at the direct expense of your muscle density. At 5 p.m., the errors continue with the pre-lift warm-up. Many gym-goers spend 30 minutes on a bike or treadmill before they ever pick up a weight. Heavy, explosive lifting requires intramuscular glycogen, the stored glucose shown here inside the muscle cell. Intense cardio performed before lifting drains this meter to a critically low 15%. By the time you reach the squat rack, your central nervous system is already fatigued. Training with depleted glycogen reserves limits your ability to apply maximum force. You fail to reach the threshold of mechanical tension required to signal new muscle growth. Even if you lift first, finishing the session with a 45-minute run creates a different problem, a genetic conflict at the cellular level. High-intensity resistance training activates the mTOR pathway. This is the primary genetic signal for muscle protein synthesis and cellular repair. Adding a long run immediately afterward flips the AMPK switch, which regulates endurance adaptation. AMPK directly inhibits and shuts down the mTOR pathway. The body cannot effectively adapt to two opposite commands at once. To become more efficient for endurance, it sheds calorically expensive muscle tissue. Stacking a heavy lifting session and a long cardio session creates a state of chronic physical stress. This results in elevated cortisol levels, which impair insulin sensitivity. Your body loses its ability to efficiently shuttle nutrients into muscle cells after a workout. In this diagram, the nutrients from your post-workout meal bypass the muscle cell and are instead routed to visceral fat stores around the waist and love handles. This sequence of errors results in a physique that lacks muscle fullness while specifically hoarding fat in the midsection. Effective cardio functions as a tactical athletic tool used to support muscle definition rather than as a way to burn off calories. To fix the timeline, always prioritize resistance training. Lifting while your glycogen stores are full ensures you create the necessary tension for hypertrophy. The first step of the protocol is replacing the long run with 15 to 20 minutes of low-impact incline walking immediately after your weights. This gauge shows the heart rate in zone 2. This intensity maximizes fat oxidation without triggering the AMPK signals that shut down muscle growth. Since your glycogen is already low from lifting, this post-workout walk draws energy directly from fat stores while leaving your muscle tissue intact. Step 2 involves high-intensity interval training twice a week. Perform 30 seconds of maximum effort sprinting, followed by 90 seconds of active recovery. This explosive output triggers a natural spike in human growth hormone and increases oxygen consumption for hours after the session is over. Use these tools to align your effort with the actual biological requirements of an aesthetic physique.